Hello everyone, VJose32 back with another VJ Reacts to Cards. Let's see what's new on Kickstarter this week, or over the last few days. And first of all, we got this. The hallucinatory deck of playing cards glow optional by Newt's Playing Cards, because their last deck of cards did so well actually that they even fund, so they decided to try something else. Well, that looks like somebody was smoking something when they designed this, obviously. So there it is. It's kind of a funky, weird deck of cards. As you can see, the court cards are kind of standard, although they did add a whole bunch of colors and lines and details to the faces, so that's kind of cool. That's what they look like here. That's a better look at it. They're pretty odd. I'm not sure that's necessary to say Five of Hearts, Ace of Spades, King of Diamonds on them, but whatever. I see they have a little pink pip in the corner as well as the pips up on top. And apparently barcodes along the sides. Card back. Where's the back design of cards? I don't know. I guess this could be it. Oh, here it is. This is the back design. Kind of funky. Looks like there's eyeballs on it. Jokers. Again, kind of weird. I guess it's kind of interesting. It's definitely different. Warning. Apparently there's also glow-in-the-dark decks. Here it is in the dark. Light and day. Light and night. It's interesting. And there is stretch goals. You're using a 12 PT stock blockout core. I guess maybe it's blackout core. A little bit thicker because of the ink. It says 56 cards with 4 jokers. A matte linen finish. And pretty interesting. Let's see. Doesn't say who's producing it though. That I know of, so that kind of sucks. But yeah. Okay, they're going to be printed in China. Joy. Just because most US companies don't do small quantities or don't do glow-in-the-dark ink. Well, then you could have a larger quantity, but then it would not fund at all. And this one is a little bit iffy on whether or not it's going to fund in the first place. It might fund. But it is what it is. It's kind of weird. Moving along. Excuse me. Next up we got The Entertainer Playing Cards by Eliza McBee. 12% funded, 27 days to go. Yeah, it's not exactly going to do well. And this reminds me of the Illusionist logo, the old one, upside down. I mean, really, that's what it does. Nothing overly exciting. He's got that for a logo with club pips making a crown. There's The Entertainer, red edition. Kind of a simple back, like Madison decks. Coloring is kind of interesting, with darker around the edges, light in the middle. And then everything else, as you can see, is basically standard. Custom Ace of Spades. It says the Backroom Playing Card Company. Probably where this one's going to stay anyway. Apparently the art was done by Naomi Allaire. What artwork? The standard cards. And this is the best she could come up with. Yeah, okay. I'm not really a big fan of this whole logo. It just looks like a bunch of stuff put together, a bunch of copy and paste. And that's it. They're not showing us any jokers. Code cards are standard. Number cards are obviously standard. So it's, yeah. It is what it is. Is it going to fund? I don't know. It's going really slow. Next up, one that I'm sure is already funded. Dia de los Muertos second edition playing cards from the Edgy Brothers. It is already funded with 34 days to go. 2 decks currently available. This one, it says there's Segunda Edición. Segunda Edición. That's pretty cool. I like that. They went with the Spanish. Second edition. They are going to be printed by ESBC, but they're not going to be bicycle branded. I love that top case. It's beautiful. Despite the fact that it has a skull on it. It's really nice. As you can see, the skull actually has gums now. It's kind of weird. Back design's been detailed even more. Looks very nice. Code cards, pretty cool and colorful. And the pips also very nice. I'm liking it. It's really cool. Then there's this second one, it's a painted deck, which will be unlocked as a stretch goal if they hit $18,000. And they're definitely on the way to that. They're halfway there. I have to wonder whether or not they're going to make it. They did have like $70,000 in their first project. They did really well. But are people going to want more of the same? I don't know. But this is the painted deck. Looks pretty cool. Very colorful and fun and everything. I like it. And it's my understanding there's plans for a third deck once again as well. So that is that. Definitely check that one out. I recommend it. By the way, Brute from Usai, apparently they have a stretch goal for a second poker deck, a different color on the poker deck. And that stretch goal is $75,000 is that, and they're at about $50,000 right now, which is the first stretch goal. So I think they will probably hit that because it's just an awesome set, and I definitely recommend that one as well. By the way, personally speaking, I think Usai is probably one of the best creators, bar none, on Kickstarter. I've never heard one complain about fulfillment issues or damage. I've never heard anyone complain about their artwork and their decks. It's just top-notch marks for me, in my opinion. And this one again. And there's probably a couple other creators as well that are up there, but they've had a lot of successful projects and like zero complaints. Anyways, moving along. I don't know if there's anything else on Kickstarter. We'll find out. There's obviously a couple that are funded and ending soon. There's some that are just not going to happen, like the chess playing cards. It's not doing good at all. And the Fate Elements. And, actually I think I mentioned this one before. The Iconic deck from Charles Wallace. It looks, it's not very good at all, I'm just going to say that. It's basically a bunch of clip art. A lot of people who are associated with Benji Taylor, along with Benji Taylor, claiming this is a ripoff of the Icon deck. Yeah, it's a similar name. It's almost the same name. Yeah, it's a very similar deck. However, the creator does maintain that he has never heard of the Icon deck, and it wasn't a copy, it wasn't a ripoff. And, I believe him. I mean, it's entirely plausible, without a doubt, for two people to have a similar idea for a deck of cards. It's unquestionable. I mean, I don't know why they're jumping around and flapping their gums, crying and saying this is a ripoff and they're going to take them down. Daniel Madison chimed in and said, "Don't worry, I'll help you bury this fucker." And that's his exact words, basically. I mean, that's completely unprofessional from someone like Daniel Madison. And that loses a lot of respect for me. I mean, you have to be, if you're someone like Daniel Madison, you got to be professional. I mean, it's not like the Icon deck was a Jackson Robertson deck or was a fabulous deck of cards or anything like that. It was a clipboard deck too. It is what it is. It was okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Could have been better, sure, but it was okay for what it was. And I also want to say that I apologize. I have apologized to Benji Taylor for my Hall of Fame induction that I gave him. I am taking that back. I'm moving that. He's not in the Hall of Fame anymore. But he didn't give a crap. So whatever. So yeah, there it is. It's not overly exciting. Obviously Benji's deck was nicer. And this one they just threw a whole bunch of stuff on there. Just ridiculous. It's not mirror image. It's not really that good. So yeah. And then, I think that's probably it for Kickstarter, but I will confirm that. Bear with me a second. Okay, I think that is it for Kickstarter, but there is more to tell you about. First of all, coming next Thursday, I believe it is, to JP Playing Cards, the pre-sale of the V2 Lux Playing Cards, a Shadow Edition. There will be this gold deck and also a silver deck. And these ones are not done by Randy Butterfield like the last ones. They're done by, I forget. I think it's by Lautrec. Maybe it says on the box. Does it say? Doesn't say on there. But I believe it was Lautrec. I can't recall for sure. As you can see, custom pips this time. And beautiful aces. Obviously a beautiful box and everything. It's silver and gold. Apparently there's lots of pictures too. Again, chord cards simple, more or less standard, but some nice little customizations. There you go, gold and silver. Not much of a difference. A little more difference in color would have been nice, but it's still good the way it is, and it might look better in person. Moving along, and that's coming, like I said, on the 30th of this month, next week, Thursday, for a pre-order. Apparently 6,000 printed. I'm guessing that is 3,000 of each color. Also, they're going to have a brick set where you can get, for 95 pounds, $94.99, a brick that includes, and there's only 50 of these, they're multi-bricks. It includes 3 of the first edition blue, 3 first edition orange, 3 of the gold, and 3 of the silver. So you get 3 of each color. That's pretty awesome. And then that's probably it for the first edition Lux decks, I'm guessing. Moving along, there is more to tell you about. There is this new deck from Collectible Playing Cards, the Bicycle Psycho Clowns. Limited edition. Apparently still a bunch available. As you can see, it looks like it's a sequel to the Killer Clowns, which they had on Kickstarter. I think it was Kickstarter. Actually, maybe it wasn't. I don't recall. But it's pretty interesting, and it looks like all the cards have psychotic clown images on the faces. So code cards, number cards, that's what you get. One-way faces, no pips, but it still looks pretty cool. And I've seen quite a few people show interest in it, which is pretty good. Because I know a lot of people sometimes, especially on the forums, not too interested in some of their decks, but this one people seem to be interested in. And even going so far as to pick up the original one as well. And that's the back design. It is mirror image. It's kind of weird. But it is what it is. And even though it's borderless, it matches the faces too. So that's awesome. Plus, that's a bonus. So you can get those right now at collectibleplayingcards.com. Limited edition, like it says. I don't know if they only produced 1,000 of these, like the 1,000 Deck Club decks, or if they produced more. But it's pretty cool. Then there is, to tell you about, I think I told you about this one last time, Skinny Vinny Lost Cities playing cards. Pretty cool, as you can see in the court cards. Custom pips. Everything is nice. Ace of Spades is nice, kind of simple. Back design is nice, again, kind of simple. And the Jokers as well. And the number cards, pretty cool. Definitely a nice deck to check out. I think it was USPZ produced. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, check it out at skinnyviddy.com. And then moving along, one more to tell you about. This Emerald Edition from Jackson Robinson. Tally Hole. Hopefully he's not going to do 3 more colors of Tally Holes. I mean, this is already a third color. He's already had blue, red, and now green. I don't know what he's going to do anymore. So let's hope that's it. Just in my opinion. I mean, 3 colors of any deck is enough. We don't need to go Daniel Madison or Smoking Mirrors where you have 7 or 8 colors of one deck. Artifice is another one. I mean, 3 or 4 colors of one deck is enough. Don't even get me started on Riderbacks. We got like 15 colors already. But yeah, as you see the faces here, very nice purple and green colors, the back design. I was hoping for a little bit more green like the box, making more of a solid green. But this is nice too. It's very intricately detailed and beautiful. A couple more images I'll show you. As you can see, the court cards look more or less like they're just a recolor. I don't see any major differences other than that. And by the way, these are coming Saturday, March the 2nd at 12 p.m. Central Time on Kickstarter. And they will go fast. Check that out. This one has a club in there. This one has a spade. I don't know what the original one has. So maybe it'll be a 4th. So that they have 1 for each suit. If that's the case. And a couple more images in the box. And then there is a display edition, which confuses me a little bit. Because the display edition is a deck that's not going to be displayed. It's a deck that's going to be used. So why is it called the display edition? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the display decks, $7 US, $9 international, includes shipping. In my opinion, he's added in shipping. It should be $7 across the board and not $7 or $9. And oh yes, there's going to be 700 of the Emerald Tally Holes, 200 Silver Edition with silver gilded edges. That's the Emerald Tally Hole Silver Edition. And then 50 of the Legacy Edition, and then the display decks. So that works out to 950 plus display decks. Plus, who knows? I don't know how he's only producing that many for USPC. Obviously, he's probably producing under the 1,000 deck minimum or 1,500 decks or whatever. I don't. Whatever. He gets special privileges apparently. Anyways, that is that. I will see you next time.